Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today we're back with another Castorice Showcase, and I would love to know if you guys are personally going for Castorice, or if you're considering skipping her and for who. And lastly, if you enjoy videos like these, make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and now, let's get straight into it. For today's showcase, we're going to be using Ruan Mei. She has been highly requested by you all, so I definitely want to show her off today. And we also, of course, have Castorice, we have Gallagher, and then Trailblazer, which what's really nice about this team in particular is that we do get Trailblazer for free. Gallagher is going to be on Castorice's banner. And technically speaking, if you don't have Ruan Mei, you can actually get her for free as well through the Golden Spirit companion token thing. So that is also an option, but regardless, let's just get into this showcase. With our dragon right here, we're just going to use one breath and then slash just to deal a bit of damage onto these enemies right here. With Remembrance Trailblazer, I want to use my skill to summon our little homie Mem. I love Mem. Basic attack with Ruan Mei, use the ultimate so we can give everybody these nice buffs right here with the ult type res pen boost. Now with Gallagher, we can basic attack. And with the combo of using his basic attack, his ultimate, and then his enhanced basic attack, we're going to be able to get 100% charge for Mem here, as we are already at 98%, which will now allow us to advance forward Castorice. Now we can use Castorice's enhanced skill, and bam, there we go. And now we're gonna go to about 35%. I don't wanna kill these guys just yet. I want them to hit us, there we go. What this allows us to do is get Remembrance Trailblazer's ultimate, and now we can break the guy in the middle. Now we're going to be able to do is use our skill, which this skill will now help us get a little bit more energy for our next ultimate, and then also allow us to get a bit of charge here from Mem as well. So there we go. We're already at 64%, really good. With Gallagher, I am going to skill since we have the available skill points. Since Castorice doesn't use skill points, we are going to be able to nicely take advantage of this to use a lot of skills with Remembrance Trailblazer, with Ruan Mei when we need to reuse her skill, and then with Gallagher as well. And of course, we're going to mix in our basic attacks as well too. So now we're just going to use our full dragon breath, the power. And boom, there we go. They're goners. Okay. Now with Remembrance Trailblazer, I'm just going to use their skill. With Gallagher, we can basic attack. We are going to get hit here, which is perfectly fine. Okay, now Mem is going to come in punching. And now with Gallagher, I am also just going to inflict Besotted onto these enemies right here. Boop. Advance forward Castorice. And now with Castorice, what I can do is use her skill. Boom. Now it's Ruan Mei's turn. I'm just going to summon the dragon right here. With Ruan Mei, I can just use her skill. And now with the dragon, as you guys can see, Flame Reaper's action value is 42. And the dragon will go to 56 once the dragon acts here. This is going to be very, very useful because this will actually allow us to get rid of his second wave of mobs. Or I guess these clones right here, once they get summoned again. So let's just use our Dragon Breath of Doom, and we are just going to go to 10% slash. There we go. With the Remembrance Trailblazer, I am just going to use the ultimate right here since we are full. Use our skill once again. We are going to get hit here, which is perfectly fine. Gallagher, we're just going to use the skill. Now with our dragon, we're just going to deal until 10%, or rather 14%. And now we can slash. There we go. Already at 30%, and now we're at 26. And now with Castorice, I can just use her skill. Boom. Turbulence is going to come in. Flame Reaver is literally already at 9%, which is really useful. And now with Ruan Mei, I am just going to use her skill to guarantee that she does get her ultimate. So we are able to replenish this so our dragon can take advantage of it. And all of the rest of our characters can also take advantage of that ultimate. Now with Remembrance Trailblazer, I can just basic attack right here. Mem is fully charged. Advance forward Castorice. Enhanced skill. Once again, boom! I do wish he was dead before our dragon came up again, because if he was, then we'd be able to deal damage to his next wave of clones, if you will, but it's perfectly fine. What we're going to do is just basic attack right here. Now dragon is just going to kill him. Goodbye, Flame Reaver. Show me that second bar of HP. Boom! All right, Flame Reaver is back in business. We're going to use the ultimate with Trailblazer right here. All right, Gallagher is good to go. We are going to use his ultimate. Okay, we're just going to heal up a bit. Get some more new bud here for Castorice. Use our skill. With Castorice, I can use her skill. And now we can summon Netherwing right here. and we can just deal a nice amount of damage. And then slash. There we go. Flame Reaver's already at 62%, which is really good. Now what we can do is we can skill. Get some more energy here for Ruan Mei. Now with Gallagher, we can do another skill. Oh no, we're at 99%. Oh, that would have been so great if we could advance toward Castorice there, but perfectly fine. We were so close, but it's okay. Slash, and now Flame Reaver is once again going to summon these clones right here. We're about to deal a bunch of damage. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna leave it at 10% because the dragon can have one more turn. We could slash right here. Now with our ultimate, with Remembrance Trailblazer, with Gallagher, I can just basic attack. With Ruan Mei, we are gonna use her ultimate. And now we can basic attack once again. Mem is gonna come in. And now the dragon will attack right here and deal a nice amount of damage. And boom, there we go. We finished off Flame Reaver right there. Was getting a little bit worried since Gallagher didn't get his ultimate, because if ideally Gallagher got his ultimate there, our dragon would have had way more HP, be able to deal even more damage. But as you guys can see, that was definitely enough to get the 2-cycle clear, which is awesome. And here we have Welt. He's just having, you know, a pretty good time. But real quick, let's get into the character builds for today's video, and then I can also just talk about the synergy of Ruan Mei and Castorice. Alrighty, so here are the builds for today's video. I did move out of the way so you guys can see everything. When it comes to Gallagher, he is very fast, but not to fret, you do not need Gallagher to be this fast. Ruan Mei is actually going to give even more speed to the team, so he does not need to be this fast. Ideally though, if you are going to use Gallagher and Remembrance Trailblazer, they are essentially acting like a battery, if you will, to get more new blood for Castorice. They're helping out with this. So with both of them being a bit more on the faster side of things, it is actually very useful, as this will be beneficial for Castorice here to be able to get more new blood, to be able to summon Netherwing very frequently. So because of that, I do enjoy having Gallagher as well as Remembrance Trailblazer on the faster side of things, but they could definitely be slower than this. They don't have to be this fast at all. For the light cone, we are using Dreams Montage, but of course, you can use alternative abundance light cones. There are plenty of options. For the traces, they're maxed out. For the relics, we're just using 2-piece Broken Keel, 2-piece Watchmaker, and then 2-piece Thief. For the Eidolons, we have E6 Gallagher right here, as you guys can see. For Castorice, here she is. Here are her stats. She is using her signature light cone for today's video. For the traces, they are maxed out. For the relics, we have Bone Collection and Poet and Morning Collapse. And then for the Eidolon, she's completely E0. I have not activated any of these. Now for Remembrance Trailblazer, here they are. They are also very fast, but once again, they don't have to be this fast. This light cone right here does help out with the speed though, since it will increase the wearer speed by 12%, which is very beneficial for getting Remembrance Trailblazer more speed. So definitely considering this light cone as an option for them. As for the traces, they're maxed out. We are just using Luocha as well as Hero of Triumph and Song. You can definitely use alternative relic and planars than these. I have seen some setups with Eagle set Trailblazer, which is a very nice option as well. For the Luocha, since we are using this set, I just like it honestly for the energy regen, but since Castorice is an HP scaling damage dealer, you won't really be able to take advantage of the attack increase from Luocha, so I do just have Gallagher in the first slot there. But because of Castorice not really caring for attack, you can definitely use a different planar set. As for Eidolons, my Trailblazer is completely E6. And now for Ruan Mei, here she is. I am running a slower Ruan Mei, and here are all of her stats. She does have her signature light cone, but you can use a light cone like Memories of the Past. You can use Meshing Cogs if you don't have too many options, and so on. For the traces, they're maxed out. For the relics, we are using Sprightly Vonwhack and then also Hacker Space, which will give even more speed to allies whenever we use our ultimate. But you can definitely mess around with different relic sets for sure. As for why I'm using Vonwhack, it's so that Ruan Mei is able to use her ultimate very early on in the fight. As you guys saw, I was able to use her ultimate essentially almost immediately going into the first wave of enemies. And what this allows us to do is now take advantage of the ultimate buffs that she does provide. And since she is on the slower side of things, we are using Vonwhack, what we're going to be able to do is get her ultimate active very early on in the fight. But now what we're going to be able to do is, since she is slower, her ultimate won't run out super fast due to the fact that she's not taking many turns. And then as for her Eidolons, this is an E0 Ruan Mei, but I do want to mention, if you do have E1 Ruan Mei, I would expect the cycle count to decrease by 1. So how we just got a 2 cycle, I feel like this would end up being pretty standard. Maybe even, I guess, like a 3 cycle depending on your builds. But we were able to get a 2 cycle. I do feel like with an E1 Ruan Mei, you should be able to reduce that to a 1 cycle. Not too sure about a 0 cycle, honestly, but 1 cycle, I definitely think you could do that if you have an E1 Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei is a very nice option to use alongside Castorice due to the buffs that she'll be able to provide when it comes to the damage buffs, the old type res pen with the ultimate. The speed is also very useful for just being able to reach higher speed thresholds for the rest of the team. So this is also a pretty nice benefit. The weakness breaking efficiency can actually be a little annoying at times if you're in Memory of Chaos. And the reason I say this is because of the fact that, let's say you're using Castorice and Ruan Mei, and now you have the additional weakness breaking efficiency. So when enemies are broken and also now further delayed, this can result in you not gaining a bit of new bud, since the enemy won't be attacking you as frequently, which now results in you not receiving as many hits from that enemy. So because of that, that can result in her gaining a little bit less new bud. So you would be relying on your 2 other supportive characters to try to help battery the new bud for Castorice. But her buffs overall are still very beneficial for being able to further increase the damage output of Castorice. And overall, both of these 2 characters can nicely be used. So I do think this showcase was pretty fun to do. I hope you all did enjoy. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And also stay tuned for my Castorice review coming very, very soon. I hope you all did enjoy this video, and if you did, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.